So how y'all you guys doing today?
What up, though?
Welcome to Off the Script. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe.
Yes, do.
On all our platforms. And we're going to have another great show. So, it's crazy, man, recently, and I know it happens to you a lot. It's
sure.
Like you have friends or acquaintances that always come up and to you, and they're like, hey, I want to be on your podcast. And I just think at the end of the day, it's cool. But at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of people understand how hard this is.
It's truth.
The time to put into it when, we look at the material we're going to talk about, the research that we do. I mean, we do a lot of stuff on the cusp, but it's not like we have an idea what we're going to do. We communicate.
Right.
I just don't think they all want to be on. It's like, it's a big stage that people aren't ready for sometimes. And, we produce this and we put everything together, and it's just a lot of hard work. Well, I do appreciate it, but it's just crazy to me when people say that shit.
Yeah. I got a new philosophy.
Okay.
Every time someone asks you to be on the podcast, so everybody listening,
okay.
Every time they ask you, tell them the going rate's $500.
That's not a bad idea.
You can come on,
yeah.
$500.
There you go.
Because see, what that's going to do is that's going to scare away the pretenders. And then the people that actually do have the money to pay for it will take that. Yeah. Hey, come on.
What you think about that, Aurelius?
Talk some shit.
What you think?
I think that's exactly what you need.
Exactly.
There you go. Marcus Aurelius said it.
Come on, we'll talk to you for $500. Come sit down.
This ain't just some just makeshift thing, just playing.
Man, it's a production,
it's a
bro.
Damn business.
It's a production.
It is.
And we also got Stu Zill in the house today. Stu Zill Production. What's going on, my man?
What's going on?
He's back for us, and we're ready to roll this shit. I think, right?
Are we shouting out, shouting out?
Oh yeah,
our counterparts. Go ahead.
You can do that.
Normally.
And
Lexi Blake comedy.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's what's up. Boy, he takes a big swig. It's so funny. You always notice, dude. All right, you take a big ass swig when you want to avoid talking about something.
No, I don't.
Right, let's get this thing started. Come on, let's get this thing started, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's get it. And
welcome to Off the Script.
We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what she used to.
So, it was funny. If anybody doesn't know by now, I do have a very good relationship with everybody in this room. I talk to them once or twice a week.
Sure.
And I want to talk about this term that Marcus used the other day, and we're all going to talk about it because we all used it. And it's a restaurant term, but it still happens. And he goes, man, I go, what's going on? He goes, I'm in the weeds, bro. For someone that doesn't know that term, it's really a restaurant. It started in the restaurant because being in the weeds when you're in the restaurant business, you're a server or bartender, you have too many tables and this shit's going wrong. The kitchen's behind, the soda line's out, whatever. You're sat wrong by the host and you say you're in the weeds. But that also happens a lot in life, especially where we're at the level now. Like we've been in the weeds for weeks with the podcast trying to find out a bunch of stuff to what we want to go, how we want to make it into a business and do our thing.
Right. Make it bigger.
But when he said, he goes, yeah, man, because, he always FaceTimes.
Yeah.
I'm in the weeds, bro.
Yeah. It's a common term. I'll say this. I think the term really came from, and not to be too, political or whatnot, but I think it really came from, the slave days when slaves were in the weaves.
That's interesting to look up.
Well, they would. It was one of the worst jobs.
Yeah, of course.
You have to go cut down the weeds. So they would be, hey, I'm in the weeds.
Yeah.
But that term to go so well in restaurants or when you're busy in life, it's like
crazy, bro.
Man, I'm chopping, I'm bushwhacking. I'm bushwhacking.
Trying to get that all going. Right, Stu? You ever been in the weeds?
Up here we go.
Never.
Mark's got something.
Never.
so, let's see here. The idiom "in the weeds" likely originates from the idea of getting lost or bogged down in something complex or overgrown, similar to being entangled in a field of tall weeds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And even for people that travel.
Yeah, so it says, I'm in the weeds with this project. I can't seem to get ahead. The server was in the weeds during the dinner rush. We got bogged down in the weeds of the details and lost sight of the big picture. Joe was smoking weed. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
And now he's stuck in the weeds.
Joe took too many edibles. Now he's in the weeds and he can't get out.
Drinks are taking 5 minutes.
And we all been there before. You know what? Sometimes you just do because you're like, fuck it, the servers don't tip shit. I'll make more money on the top. Why the fuck should I help you out? I'm telling you so.
You know, bro, hey, look, I don't want to take it here, but I just want to say this. We shouldn't be afraid to call for action, and all the people that love us, that follow this and listen to this podcast. And, man, we're trying to make this happen, bro. A little bit of help will do that.
I appreciate what he's saying, but he also did something he hasn't done in a long fucking time. So to start this whole episode up, put it up! Put it up! Put it up!
I did.
I haven't said it in a long time. That felt really good. But there it is. Go ahead, Lance.
All right.
No, I feel you.
No,
That, you
I got
being
something good.
very serious.
I got
you being
something good.
serious.
You know, I got some good. So I'm not going to take credit for this. I heard it.
You're not going to take credit for it.
The difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. A million seconds is 11 days. A billion seconds is 31 years. See the difference there?
Wow.
That's that right. So like, it's not like, you know, because we've had this discussion. It's not like, oh, nah. But like, come on, you know, like we put the time in.
No, we put more of the time in. And I think a lot of times people don't understand how much time we have put in. Like,
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
So-
but we don't want to drag it down
No,
with that.
and
but
I appreciate
I
all
had
the
to bring it
support.
up. I had to bring
But,
it
you know,
up.
he left field this first 5 fucking minutes of the episode. It was beautiful.
We got to do our part, and we got to tag our Venmos and
There you go.
shout it out.
I would say just even the Patreon is going to get you guys there
Yeah.
to send them there to make a donation or
Facts.
to join it. And I watched this. It was probably, I think it was an Instagram post, and it was showing Mark Zuckerberg and 3 other successful entrepreneurs. And as they were having this podcast, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's been going somewhat viral. Just the podcast of their conversation. I think they were all zoomed in, and it was showing how much they all were making by the second.
Ooh.
So within a few minutes, it was like it showed that Zuckerberg already had made like 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah.
Other dude had made like 400, and just counted everybody's up
fucking insane,
simultaneously.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
I've seen something similar with it was something similar, Mark, with Bronny James and LeBron on the bench. And LeBron's numbers on the bench are just going like, and then
Bronny,
Bronny's
yeah,
are
like
like, yeah, it's true, dude.
Big bank, take a little bank.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the best nation?
Raider Nation.
A donation.
Oh, I like that, Stu. That's a one-liner.
Damn, you got witty on that, motherfucker.
Should we get started with Flip the Script, bro?
Yeah, man, since you left field with
I had to, bro.
That shit was funny as fuck, bro. Because everybody's been talking to me, asking about it, and like, you haven't done it. That was perfect. That was a good one.
Right.
Good job, bro. I'm fucking been waiting on it.
Yeah.
Been
Let's see
waiting
what
on
we
it.
got here for you guys. Here's the first one. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, Raiders.
Joe Rogan's Corner. No, we ain't going there yet. I fucking forgot about it. I haven't done it in a couple weeks. I don't know what I'm going to say today. Shit.
Are we?
Well, you guys had sent me to left field, so
Yeah,
I was
left
a little
field.
off track. So here we go. Here's the first one. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I like that.
Michael
Start.
Malone
Yep.
fired.
Bro, they won a chip 2 years ago, and there's like 3 or 4 games left. By the time
the regular season.
yeah. By
Yeah,
the
playoffs
time
are
this
starting
ends,
in a week.
by the time that I mean, come on, man.
He's been there for what, 10 years, 8 years, 10 years? And he built up Nico to be one of the best, Nikola, to be one of the best players in the NBA. My point on this is like, besides the timing, which was terrible, how many coaches do they fire after winning the champion? It's insane. Frank Vogel, Nick Nurse. Frank Vogel lost.
Yeah, but why do you do it with that many games
But
left?
Brusenhauser.
You figure they would give him some respect and give him till the end of the season.
Well,
Why?
What I seen is that, you know, he's very brash and he's
And I like
kind
that
of
about
a dick.
him. Well,
you know,
good. That's what he
that's
should
how
be.
coaches are, though.
Yeah, real
That's-
ones are.
Real ones are. Did you hear Steve Kerr's?
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, bring it up. What happened?
He said this is what happens when you have billionaires running teams.
Yeah. And then I loved his mic'd up moment the other day, or yesterday, I think the day before. He goes, Buddy Hield, this is Steph Curry. Steph Curry, this is Buddy Hield. You guys are teammates. Hey, Buddy Hield, this is the best shooter in the world that's ever played basketball. You need to give him the basketball when he's open.
Right.
And, like, coaches are like that, bro. And like I think obviously it had to been that top brass that was upset, and everybody had to be on the same page, bro. But when are they going to start taking accountability as players? Like, even look at the Memphis coaches just got fired.
I would see. I think that in sports in general, when you talk about the Big Four, or anything, I think that they don't and they should. But now it's so fucked up to me because it starts with ownership. It starts with operations with GMs, coaches, assistant coach. I mean, the tree just goes like this down the whole thing.
But the players got to play.
True.
You got to play the game, and you got to play to win. You know, the Grizzlies coach just got fired a couple weeks back. And they were in third place in the. It's like, I think at this point, bro, it's all about the pretty hire.
Right. No, of course it is. It's always the sexy hire. Who's going to get more people in the seats? Because your attendance can't be down.
That's the truth.
Your attendance can't be down.
You have one of the best teams in the West. Now you just fired the head coach. Come on. Unless the assistant coach that they promoted is going to do something, which is I forgot his name.
And it doesn't even matter. How do you do the? What does that do to a locker room?
It kills it.
Yeah, it's. But at the same time, these people that are betting out there, they see this happen. They're like, okay, cha-ching.
Lakers in 5.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that. Lakers in 5. I'm hyped up for that. It'll be fun to watch that.
Who do you guys think that's going to win the
chip?
The chip this year?
I don't
know, dude.
Bro.
It might be. It might be Boston.
Dude, nah. I don't think Boston's gonna win it. I think it's gonna be a West team.
You do? You think it's Oklahoma?
Bro, no. I think the Lakers are gonna beat Oklahoma.
You think the Lakers? I mean, I hope they. I don't want to sound like a homer, but
I think the Lakers are gonna make the chip.
I don't know, bro. It's gonna be. We'll see.
Take me down right now.
No, it's
Lakers
fine.
going to the chip. Lakers going to the chip.
Detroit's making a run, man.
They are, but they got a tough gauntlet to go through, bro. Cleveland is serious.
Yes, that's
dude.
Another one, dude. Cleveland's been good balling all year.
I mean, they are. Mitchell is on. Like, Orlando's good. They're. I mean, that's a tough. The East is tough. West is tough. Everything's tough right now.
One thing about basketball that's crazy to me about their playoff system. It's so long.
Yeah,
it's just a long playoff, and it's good. It's good for the sport. I mean, it's be fun to watch, and a lot of people are just so intrigued by it. But it's just because a lot of people don't understand playoffs is a tournament. Let's call it what it is. It's a tournament. It's a long
first to 4.
Out of all the big four, it's the longest one.
Yeah, first to 4. First to 4. That's it. But Mike Malone definitely deserved better than that. And guess what? Mark my words. He's going to go to another team.
He's a great
he's
coach.
going to get back to the championship. And he's going to spite them.
Yep.
And he's young still.
As he should.
Yeah, as he should.
I think it's a really bad move.
Bad move. Terrible move.
Yes.
All right,
what do you got next, bro?
There we go.
Say how you really feel.
Right. That was messed up, bro. That really was.
I thought it was bad.
I loved Mike Malone for them. Like, he was a great coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike Malone or Post Malone?
Mike Malone. Yeah. I like Posty, though.
Mike Malone or Karl Malone?
Mike Malone.
All right, moving on.
Like, who's he got next?
Mike Malone or Home Alone?
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Home Alone.
All
That's
right.
funny.
Let's see what we got next. Speaking of Home Alone and child actors,
Jesus.
here's a
Nice
child
segue.
musician. Justin Bieber not feeling good vibes heading into Coachella weekend, and he put the paparazzi on notice, calling them out for trying to make a buck off of him.
Man.
What's your feeling on this?
I'll say this: when you do make money off your likeness, then you definitely feel like people are trying to take advantage of you, and he's going through some stuff right now, as everybody on the internet seen. I ain't saying nothing new. People haven't seen this. He didn't put the videos out of him rapping to the songs that he made. That obviously something's going on, and then for him to, look. Everybody lives their life, bro, and I don't know what that man's got going on at the end of the day, but, I mean, seeing it from the outside is just kind of like, what happened with Diddy?
I'm glad we have way different opinions on this.
What happened?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, and now it's starting to really bother him because everything's going to go around.
Since that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it has. He was on top of the world. Haley Bieber.
But that's the fucking media and all these dudes getting in it around too much.
I mean, I couldn't imagine.
I mean, my whole thing about this is, bro, I feel for these guys that are famous and go through this shit.
Yeah.
I could see how it gets annoying. I just saw a clip recently with Bill Murray.
Oh,
Okay, someone tried to touch him, and
I know where you're
he
going.
got mad about it.
yeah.
He has every right to be. These guys have their own lives. They
Yeah.
want to be left alone.
For sure.
I mean, for instance, Stu over here didn't want to touch someone he barely knew. People don't want to be touched if they don't know them. And they're at a certain level, I know that, and they have to be respectful. But at the same time, they have to live their lives. I mean, they're constantly just, in the paparazzi, the shit they do. I saw some clips the other day with Gandolfini back in the day.
Yeah.
That dude he want Tony Soprano on him.
I seen it.
You know, it's crazy.
Coming out the deli with his family.
Yeah,
I seen that one.
that's my point about this shit, because he's got a valid point.
He does.
These dudes can't even. I mean, there's been a clip where he almost ran over a dude. Like, get away from him. Stop.
So my thing is this though, like what jades all that, and you're totally right. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said, but what jades all that is that you got the fucking bloodsuckers that call paparazzi,
Yes.
and
yes.
say, hey, look, I'm gonna be
Here, and
my
they'll
PR team. Hey, Justin's gonna be here at 1 p.m. and you can catch him coming out, and photo op and da. Get him in it. It's tough, bro. It's tough. It's a tough. You sign up for this life, bro.
But it really, but see, I disagree. It shouldn't be about all that shit, because he's right. These people are just, bro, it's exhausting to that.
So do
look,
you
look what they do? They just, look how many people. If you came out your front door and saw 40 fucking photographers all the time, what would you do?
So look, you live your life in front of a camera or in front of a microphone or anything, right? And you're just shooting on set all day, and you're in camera. What do you expect to happen when you're outside of the cameras? More cameras, especially if you're a big name, dude, you're gonna get more cameras. That's people want to see you on film. They want to see your face. They want to see your smile. They want to hear what you have to say. That's part of being a star.
No, I get that,
Part
but
of
you know
being
what,
a
dude?
celebrity.
I can understand them being an ass when they have their own life going on.
Absolutely can.
What do you think, Mark?
Well, I had a question. I'm proposing a question. How long, once you guys are so famous because of the podcast and your artistry and everything, how long do you think you would last before you flipped? Start with
I
detail.
think it would have to be a really uncomfortable situation, like if I got touched or a lot of people being disrespectful. I think it would also have to do who's around me. Okay, and I hope I don't have to be in that situation, because I understand where they come from. Now, I'll tell you what is funny. The last couple of weeks, I've been out a couple times here and there, and I've had people come up to me and talk to me. I'm just like, who I'm with. I go, I have no idea who the fuck that is. I
You always say that.
No,
I don't know who that was.
I have no, and it's really bad, and I feel bad, but
It's all that marijuana.
Yeah, but you might be right, Zilla.
No,
I appreciate you putting me on blast, but it could be a lot of things.
He acts like he knows them.
Yeah, I'm very nice to them.
For
I'm
sure.
always very nice.
For
to
sure.
know?
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That's you do. You're always like, yeah. All right, man. Have a good night. All right.
them. Who the fuck was that?
Who was that? That's funny, dude.
All right. I got a video. You want to go to the video now, or are we waiting on that?
Oh, you can go now. Yeah, this part of the flip. Did you? That was the other one you sent.
Oh no, I think we're only doing 3.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if I sent the other one. I just think we balked on it.
This just happened, huh?
Yeah, this is good though. This is good to talk about.
I don't know if you've seen this yet, Stu or Mark.
All right, let's see what we got here.
This just happened literally an hour ago. So for everybody at home, this is Luka's return to the Dallas Mavericks. This is his first game back, and they're doing a tribute video for him. And
I mean, see, this makes me. This is good to see, because it goes back to what I was saying. These guys have hearts and they're human beings. He cared about that place. He cared about the fans. He cared about the organization, and shit gets fucked up. And for him to be that way, because he's still hurt, because there's no way that trade should ever happen. Ever. Never.
And think about this. I'm just gonna think about this. So you literally are talking to the GM and to the management and everybody the whole time. You're in conversations with them. You buy, and they tell your agent, say, yeah, give him the green light. He buys a new home, mansion for him and his family in Dallas, and spends all this money in the community, spends all this money in the Mavericks organization, and plays in the season, and then out of nowhere, bam, 2 months later, they trade you.
No, it's crazy, and I think
Could you imagine?
at the end of the day, I think, and I like Mark Cuban.
It's crazy.
I like what Mark Cuban.
He doesn't have nothing to do with the organization.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
The problem is he sold it.
Yeah, he sold it
He sold his share, and I think he's got like
a little bit, but
I
can't
think
make
it's
a
like
decision.
30. He doesn't make decisions.
No more.
and he sold it all, and now I bet he kind of regret because that should have never happened. I mean, I get it. AD's a better defense player. AD's a great player, but it just doesn't make any sense at the end of the day.
And, you know, when you see a player crying on the bench at their tribute video, that tells you how much. Because Luka's been documented in many interviews saying, I want to play in Dallas my whole career, like Kobe played in L.A. his whole career. And
like LeBron played it. Wait, never mind.
No, definitely not. Hey, look, I've been watching LeBron and Steve Nash's new podcast. It's so funny, dude. It's like he traded J.J. Redick for Steve Nash. It's probably going to be his next head coach if they don't win this year. But not to take a shot, but it's true. Probably, seriously. But he goes, I've worn many jerseys just like you.
That's pretty. I mean, that's a rare thing, you know, in any sport.
But LeBron's, bro, his record, we ain't even talking about that. But yeah, but that was emotional, dude. I like that from Luka. It shows he's, and they did a terrible PR campaign on him, negative one. So yeah, that was terrible, bro. Where you want to take this, bro? That was it, huh?
Yeah, just 3.
The readers are coming on. Oh, here we go. The readers are coming on, Mark.
Ooh.
Oof.
Pencils down.
Oh, we know.
Oh yeah. No.
He's stumbling.
Since we've been on this topic.
Since we've been
That's
gone.
a great shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Hat's nice too.
The hat's really.
You know why
nice.
I wear this shirt? Why I wore this shirt today?
Why?
Because I looked at it and this was my money shirt. I wore this in a couple commercials and a movie. I think it's worth about. This is a 35. This is like a very, very expensive shirt in a way. I got paid like $35,000 to wear this shirt twice. I mean, it was a fucking beautiful thing back in the day.
How much are you getting paid today for this?
Not a goddamn thing.
I thought he was gonna say because it matches his blue eyes, but
that was too easy.
that was too easy.
But I enjoy it and see it's all set up.
Nice hat though.
No, I mean, shout out
That's
to Harry.
fire. I need some primitive.
You know,
we all do.
Yeah, shout out to Harry at Primitive.
Harry's cool.
Yeah, he's the man. You know, even though he's dealing with, I mean, every business is dealing with stuff right now that ooh, shit, bro. It's good times, right?
Yeah, it was. Where are you going?
Go ahead. You bring up the
No,
tariffs.
you were about to say something.
I got something to go on.
I want to hear it. Come on, man. You can't pull the readers out and then not.
I can do whatever I want.
And then not say nothing. Come
As
on.
the executive producer of the show. No, it was. I know we had the conversation a while back.
Sure.
And we were talking about, except for hockey, what is the best brawling sport out of the big 3 left besides hockey? The thing to me is, what I think is amazing when we talked about this, I don't see, to me it's crazy, nothing crazy has happened on the baseball field because it's so wide and the fans really can't get out.
And you got to run to
You
them.
got to run.
Yeah, you got to run
But they
to
got
them.
bats and balls.
Yeah, but yeah, they know that's not going to happen.
They carried Mookie out of the stands last
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Series.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to me because
Hockey is more
hockey's the one.
dangerous.
Hockey players get down.
Killed people in the ring.
It's crazy, bro. Like
You got that
to watch
stick.
all that because it happened with that fight the other day when we were talking about. I know we were at the house and we were talking about it, and yeah, I mean,
Where he
football,
supplexed him?
yeah,
on his
shit was
neck.
fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Hockey definitely is there. The rest of the sports, the fines are so heavy that
they should be.
I mean,
But do you think it's like that because where we're at is a society and culture about how everybody's soft? Like they don't want to see that. They don't want to see a lot of violence. You
Well,
think
all
it's
the
too violent?
rules. All the rules. You see basketball now is like you can't even touch each other.
Well, look, and I want to say this: Ja Morant just got a $75,000 fine for making a gun gesture. You know, I mean, I get his background, but come on, man. I mean, these kids today. That's what they like. It's not like, you know, like. I don't know. They play. They. All right. So my thing is this: you're selling all these video games, Call of Duty,
Right.
Fortnite, where you're shooting up everything, right? And army, gat, and then you do a gun gesture, and you're 19 years old, 20 years old, and you get a $75,000 fine. I don't know. To me, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, but then you got the NFL that
Aren't they trying to take away celebrations this year?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because they're going to get rid of the tush push. We're talking about a gladiator game that came up with this term about the tush push. Tush push. There's no more tush push. Really? I mean, that was the most ridiculous thing because we haven't talked about this yet. We
haven't,
okay.
yeah.
That shit to me drove me nuts what they called it and how they're going to get rid of it. Dude, that Philadelphia offensive line is humongous. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
If you can't stop it, I don't know what to tell you.
Does stop it.
So now, but the tush push.
Tush push. Pause.
I mean, how do you call it the tush push?
Joe loves the tush push.
You know, I just don't understand the tush push. How did they come up with that name?
Because of the action.
Yeah, but still, it's a gladiator game. Oh, you can't do the tush. Watch out for the tush push. It's coming. Come on, man.
You know, but you got to think too. A lot of sports people slap asses.
Okay, yeah.
You guys remember this MTV commercial back in the day, where it was like two men next to each other, and one dude slapped the other dude's ass, and it put like the word "gay" on it.
Yeah.
And they put them in baseball uniforms, and then they did the same thing, slapped them on the ass. It was a drawing, and they were like straight.
Oh yeah.
And that was the whole commercial for MTV.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Bro, you could, if you watch any sporting event tomorrow, the live one, you're gonna see people smacking ass. It doesn't matter who it is. Basketball, baseball, football.
That's why Joe even got into sports back in the day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The worst one is college basketball.
But Lance
terrible.
is right, dude. You watch that scene from The Love of the Game.
Yeah.
And Costner's on the mound, and it was Simmons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes out of the mound, and they start talking. You okay? And talking about his arm. He's all, all right, just tap me on my butt and my ass and let me know and come back. And he didn't do it. He could come back. You know, I mean, that's always been a thing.
And in their defense, because I played sports and I know, like, you don't slap ass. What you do is you just slap top hip. You know, like, hey, let's go, buddy. You know, it's not like ass cheek. You know, it's like you get top of the hip, love handle.
If you're lucky.
Right? Seriously, that dead ass. You ask any player.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Top 5 athletes from your city that were born in Salinas. Top 5 athletes. You don't have to give me 5. Give me top 3 athletes from your city that are like big time.
Give me one.
No, I've got.
He's got several.
I've got
Nice,
several.
nice.
I would have to say
Salinas, California produced
Anthony Tony, which I blocked for his brother in high school, who's a very good friend of mine, Ralph Ward. And then
where do you play at?
Anthony Tony went to A&M, and then he went to the Eagles.
Okay.
Kasim Osgood.
He
went to San Diego State. He played for the Chargers and the Niners. He was also, I mean, he was a Pro Bowler when he was on special teams a lot, but he was a great athlete.
There you go.
Donnell Harris is another one.
Okay.
He won a championship in basketball at Arizona State, and he went overseas to play for a little bit. And that'd probably be my top 3. There's some other ones.
Right. But that's off your top of your head.
Because now they're going to start blast. There's a bunch. Tony Teresa, Del Rogers. I mean, there's the Inconvenials coming from there. There's a couple other I'm missing too, but there's been some people that came out of there.
Nice. Yeah.
Salinas is a beautiful place. That's why.
Salinas, California.
They produce good people.
The lettuce capital of the world,
baby. Lechuga.
Who came out of Lansing?
I'm about to. Yeah, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that layup.
Drew Stanton.
Drew Stanton.
He actually came from Farmington Hills.
So Magic Johnson. Start there. Got to start there.
But does that count if he didn't grow up there?
He grew up in Lansing.
He grew up in Lansing?
Oh yeah,
okay.
his family, his
I
mom.
thought he just went to East Lansing.
No. His mom and dad. He built a house for them in Lansing. He's from Lansing. He went to Everett High School.
Oh wow.
In Lansing, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I did know that.
Yeah. John Smoltz went to my high school, Waverly. John Smoltz, a baseball player. He went to Waverly High School, the high school I went to, and then Muhsin Muhammad grew up in Lansing. You know Muhsin, the football player, receiver. He won one Super Bowl, Carolina Panthers. Lost another one to the Patriots, but. I think that's 3 big names from Lansing, huh?
You know, there's some other. It's fun. Those are big fucking names.
Big John Smoltz, Magic Johnson, and Muhsin Muhammad.
That's crazy.
All from Lansing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Carr, Paul George, and Aaron Judge all went to Fresno State.
At the
same time, they all went to Fresno State.
Yeah.
But they're not from Fresno.
From Fresno, yeah.
Well, Aaron is. I believe Aaron is. And Carr was from Bakersfield. He was from Baco. That's just something. I mean, it don't matter. It was
Trent Dilfer.
Trent, yeah, but he Trent Dilfer, yeah. Trent Dilfer went to Fresno State.
You know who else is from Lansing?
Well, you.
Al Horford.
Okay.
DeChambeau, the golfer.
Al Horford.
From Clovis.
Oh yeah, DeChambeau. Is he from Lansing?
No, he's from Clovis.
I know. Yeah. No, Al Horford's from Lansing too.
Yeah.
He played at Grand Ledge High School, and he won the championship with the Celtics last year. Yeah. So we have some players. Yeah, his dad Tito Horford played for the league for a long time too.
We had Coach Carr used to coach at my high school before he went to
Lloyd
U of M.
Carr?
Lloyd Carr, yeah.
Oh, that is really cool.
It was interesting, yeah.
Yeah. We had a cool coach too. Odlum was really cool with Izzo, so we talked about that before.
John Madden was my stepdad's high school football coach.
Christ, really?
Hold on. Or was that a punchline? Are you being serious?
No, serious.
Okay, what'd you say?
John Madden was my stepdad's high school football coach.
Oh wow.
I thought you said it was my dad's priest.
Nah. That's Joe.
All right, can I? I'm not gonna left field you, but I got a question.
I'm sure you do.
All right. So, since Mark and Stu are here right now, and you can choose whatever you want. I'm just giving you this. I'm just laying this out. So if you three are in a fire in a forest, and you had some water,
Yeah.
would you put out Mark to save his life, or would you put out Stu to save his life? Now, there's a lot of answers to this question. You don't have to.
I would leave the water and put myself out if I needed to.
He would just drink the water.
I'd put Mark out.
Yeah, I'd put Mark out too.
Oh, why wouldn't you just throw the water and let everybody die?
How did you come up with that question? 'Cause that's really weird. So there's just a bucket. So they're both on fire.
All right, no, listen. All right, so you're in a forest.
Yeah.
It's on fire.
Right.
Why are you in a forest?
Because it's enormous.
Yeah. Why would I be in the forest with them two?
Because we eat mushrooms.
You ate mushrooms and you're in Jacob tree. What's it called?
We're in the woods.
Joshua tree.
Jacob tree.
Yeah, was it his little brother?
You're in Joshua tree, and you guys, the forest catches on fire, and you're like on the outstand of it, right? So, and you got like water and shit, and then you look over and you see Stu and Mark is both on fire, and they're like rolling on the ground, and then you gotta go pick one to fucking drop the water on.
Why wouldn't we just put them together and put them both out? But then again, I think it would also be like how much were they on fire? I mean, if he was really cooking, and I wouldn't have a chance. That was the only water I had, and Mark wasn't. I'd go out on him. I mean, that's what you have to do because if he's already cooking, you ain't gonna save him.
I love where your mind's going with
Well,
it.
let's say we both died, right?
Right.
And then days pass by, and you start to get hungry.
No, well, we already talked about this. Everyone would eat me. I
Who
would
would you eat
it.
first?
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, see,
Backstraps.
I'd be all salty and shit.
No, you wouldn't be salty.
I'd be salty.
Because you know what makes
You
me
motherfuckers
good?
are
A
crazy.
little bit of fat.
Yeah, me motherfuckers are crazy.
Just a little bit of Lowry's.
They let the interrogation go. This fucking guy gets so high over here.
Was
How'd
that
you
a
come
fucked
up
up
with
question?
No, yeah, it was
I thought
a
it
little
was
bit.
good.
It was pretty funny though.
I think it was good. I got another one, but I'm waiting for you.
No, go ahead. I'll
was
go
a
let
great
you run
acid
this
trip.
today.
All right. So let me be real.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about tricking, right?
What?
Chicken or tricking?
Tricking.
Jesus Christ! Put it. What the? Are you serious right
Would
now?
you rather buy a girl a designer bag, like a high-end designer bag, or pay her rent?
Neither.
But I'm just saying, if you had to pick a one-time transaction or a constant
Are we
transaction.
talking about in L.A.?
Wherever.
I mean, I
bro.
don't know. The rent might help out in certain, not in L.A. In certain other part of the country. That'd probably be a little better. But I have to go with that.
The point of the question is, would you rather do like a $30,000 one-time drop, where you get her like a Birkin bag or Hermes bag or a Chanel bag because they're running.
So I'd have to do this.
Or you pay her $2,000 a month.
So
rent.
why would I do? What am I doing? I'm helping out. She's my lady.
Yeah, it's your girl, and you got the money, and what would you rather
I'd probably
do?
pay her rent.
Pay her rent.
Probably.
Okay. Because
But if she was that important, she'd be living with me anyways.
But I'm saying you're not. She's not living with you. You're paying. You have to pick.
She's living with me.
So you would do the long term. All right, now see, I have a different perspective.
I'm sure you do.
I would buy the bag, and then I don't have to worry about paying her rent for the rest of the year. I'm good.
As soon as you pay for her bag, she's gonna ask you for that rent.
Yep.
But
There
look,
you go. Very good,
as
Marcus.
soon as you pay for that rent, she's gonna expect it every month. that bag, I could just be like, look, I got you that bag. And that was, got you that bag.
I would also say that the based on this type of woman that it sounds like you're speaking about.
Well, you know, hypothetically.
I know. I'm saying hypothetically, a woman that would want you to buy a $30,000 bag and needs her rent taken care of, and you had to decide between the two. She's probably using you for your money. So if you only buy her a bag, she's going to skedaddle very soon, and she probably got another dude on the side. So if you pay for her rent monthly, it means she's going to stick around longer. But she's going to stick around for the money only.
Right.
That's the conversation, right? Which one do you choose? Do you choose this? So do you choose to keep her around, but you have to keep paying that rent? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you.
Let's hear it.
What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry? And the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money and his dad is gone.
What?
You guys don't know the song? What'd you do if your son was at home crying all alone in the bedroom floor? No? That went way over your head, man.
No, I heard it right away. I mean,
I
dude,
didn't. I was lost.
Bro,
I thought he was going to get on some real shit. I was like, hold on, what?
I thought he was too.
That was good, Mike.
I mean, that was a good question all the way around. And it's crazy because earlier today when I was waiting for, Mastermind was doing Mastermind things and was helping out with him with that, and then I had to go meet you downstairs, and I talked to this dude with the Greyhound, and he goes, "You look like a dog owner." And I told him, and I go, "You know what's interesting, man?" I go, "Everybody," he goes, "Oh no, man, take your time, it's hard, And I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "I go, you know what's funny, man?" I go, "Women are the only ones that say that I need to get a new dog. I should get another one." And he said to me, he goes, "Yeah, well, they get after a relationship with a man, they get another one too quick." I mean, I thought that was funny as hell, bro, because that's a question if you pose to people like, well, when a man gets out of a relationship with a woman, like it's either or. I think it's about 50-50. When a breakup happens, either one goes fast and
get
finds
up under
another
a girl,
get
or
another one,
man, yeah,
and or vice versa.
Yeah, and take time.
I think for some people, to me, it's like more of just a universe thing. I think it takes time because they say it takes about 7 years to get over a relationship with someone after a breakup.
Have
you seen that stat?
Yeah, I did.
I would say that's not true. That's if you're not using healing tools that are out there.
Like marijuana, alcohol.
I would definitely say that, it depends on how serious you are to find the one. Because all right, so like if you were dating this girl and then she and that happened and you guys broke up and then you were like, it really wasn't the one anyway, so let me get up under another girl real quick, but versus if you're trying to find someone to really stay with, then you're going to be way more cautious and take a lot more time for sure. Yeah, it's tough. That's tough.
Need that time to heal, man. I think that's what you learn because a lot of people, day after day or relationship after relationship, they continue just jumping into something else.
Yes.
And when I've gone through breakups and I see the girl jump into something right away, I'm like, this is just it's gonna be a little phase. For me, I'm going to heal myself first. Even when Jai and I first got together, I asked for more time because I wanted to heal first, because I didn't want it to be a flash in the pan. And because I waited, then we had something we could actually build upon, versus not being ready for it.
Right. That makes.
Are you healed in that category? What he's talking about? Are you healed with everything?
Yeah, man. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I'm singularly focused on what needs to be handled first, regardless of our podcast that we have, but life stuff too.
Yeah.
What is most important. I'm not getting any younger, so it's that's what I handle first, and then I sleep well knowing that, and then everything else after that is a bonus, right?
What about you, Zilla?
What are relationships?
It's when a man.
No, I don't do those.
All right, guys, you heard it there first.
What about you, Joe Ro?
One-liner stew is on and running today, as usual. I appreciate that.
So what about you, Joe?
This fucking guy. You
know I gotta
I
put
can't
some-
wait when
your
it happens.
readers on.
He has to get readers because now it's an everyday thing.
See, he's wishing that badness on
You
you.
know
right
what,
now.
man?
Fucked up.
That's
dude.
fucked up, dude.
fucked up, Joe.
You wishing this on me?
Yeah, because you fucking with me all the goddamn time in
Guess
here.
what, Joe? nobody
Sorry,
in my family wears glasses, so I'm not gonna ever have
You
to
just
wear.
jinx yourself. You just jinx yourself.
I mean,
We're making
three
the censors
generations.
We're making the censors work.
My
Yes,
my
exactly.
grandma and grandpa didn't wear glasses.
You know, and back to the question that we were talking about.
None of you guys needed glasses, but you still went to a blind therapist.
I did go to a blind
You
therapist.
went to a blind
And
therapist?
she had a dog. Remember we told the story.
And the dog was blind too.
The dog was her like. The dog would lead her up to it. It was a good dog, smart
Right.
dog. It was a Labrador. It was a golden Labrador. We talked about this.
Yeah,
Mark
we have,
knows.
man. We have, yeah.
Good recall, Mark.
Anyways, Joe.
No, I think I'm pretty much.
was funny.
I think I'm healed in some areas.
Okay.
I think there's other stuff I have to do on my growth, and I think at the end of the day, I need to just do me and not. I don't know. It's funny, bro. Like the people I have conversations with, and we talked about this already. Like I'm just done. I know where I'm at, but I'm just like I have a lot of people that reach out to me to talk. And I'm like, I got my own shit going on, bro. It's hot as fuck in the studio today.
It
Shit.
looked like
It's
you were
not that
shedding
hot.
some
It feels
tears
like-
now.
yeah, man.
It really isn't that hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is on me.
Talk some shit. Oh, man.
No, but you just brought it up, and it's like, do you think when you have good karma or bad karma?
Okay.
Do you think, because I talked about this, I have something to put out about this. Like, do you think it really affects your life?
Yes.
And I really, what I really think it
100%.
affects people
When?
is when they gamble.
I think it affects you in every part of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I think people that when you see that gambler and he's always losing everything else, he either got bad luck or he fucked someone over really bad.
I think it affects everything in your life, dude.
Yeah, I do believe in it.
I think you get what you
Yeah,
and like
I
if
really
you
do.
Like I'm not like like you see people like on we talked about this a little bit before, but when you see people on social media that go and do stuff for like views and likes and they're like helping the homeless and stuff, it's
for
like
sure.
It's like, if you're really like really helping them, that's cool. But like, no man, for sure, bro. Like even just basic karma, bro. Like just simple shit, like moving your car so somebody can put their trash cans out, right? Simple shit. That's simple, and. It's like you build up this treasure of good karma.
Right.
To when you do fuck up, because every one of us is gonna, you don't even think it. Sometimes you fuck someone over and you didn't even realize you fucked them over.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And and then at the end of the day, you're like, oh damn, I fucked them over. But I think it's a yin and yang, bro. Yeah, we discussed this a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
But that's the truth, dude.
What do you think, Mark? I already know where you're going with this.
Yeah, no, I think it 100% is a huge factor in life. I think life is a lot of energy, and obviously growing up and learning different things or not having like the right perspective on life and everything too. You might do some things, but then if you can own up to it or you learn from it, then you have better karma in your life as you continue to live a better life and are better to people. But sometimes there's some really tough situations too. You got to take those head on. And sometimes there's impossible things.
That's fine, but if you do it respectful, it shouldn't be bad. It shouldn't be that hard, I think.
Well, here's a really tough one for me. When I did that Rudolph trailer, when it went viral,
Right.
NBC offered me a writing deal, but they wouldn't let the producer that I asked or that put up $28,000. They wouldn't let her produce on it. So I had to decide by like telling her that she can't be a part of the project or me not taking the biggest deal in my life. And I eventually turned the deal down.
Yep.
But she told me to take it, but we had it was one of the craziest calls. Her and I both, I think it was on FaceTime, just like bawling our eyes out because we finally got to this point where we're going to break through. I'm going to break through. And I couldn't bring her along.
Yep.
And it was just devastating because I was
terrible.
hurting her if I wasn't bringing her on, but I was hurting my career that I could have maybe brought her on other things in the future. So it was the toughest decision, and I feel strongly about the way.
Yeah,
I
but he
eventually
did.
handled it.
Like I said, he did respect it. He didn't fuck her over.
But would taking the deal be fucking her over though?
No. If she said you could go ahead and do it.
Yeah, but she was, still furious and upset.
No, you know what? No, it would have been the
So
right
she would've
thing.
still been hurt,
Yeah, no.
you know?
I think if you just would have this, when you see people get X'd out of deals all the time, there's bad shit that goes on all the fucking time. Some of those dudes still make it, but then they start sinking because they fuck people over.
Well, I look at it's levels to this shit, right? So what Mark just said, I mean, we're talking, they're gonna actually make some great revenue, right? I've seen artists bring in artists that are undiscovered and they let them do a verse, right? And it's just in the drunken and high haze. Yeah. And this artist is like the whole 2 days, 4 days. Oh my God, dude, I'm on this song. Oh, and talk to the management of that artist and they're like, oh, that's scrapped. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? That was, and you got to tell that person, said such person, hey, bro, that's scrapped, dude. Like, they're not going to use that, It's like, so I get where Mark, like, dude, the stakes definitely count. But I think even just little sides of it, like the littlest stuff, like we always talk about holding doors open and, and returning, like little stuff, man, is just building that a good person bank. Right? Good person.
No,
bank.
but it is. But sometimes, there's just too much bullshit. I mean, I had a situation that happened before, and this dude used to talk about stocks and bonds and making money, and he's got this, and he goes out and gambles all the time,
Wolf
and
of Wall
blah,
Street?
blah, 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 blah. Fucking real cocky son of a bitch, right?
Did he have money?
Just listen. I think he did. He wasn't a great tipper,
But
okay?
so I paid.
He was decent. He always talked about it. He left and comes back in, and he goes, hey, Joe, can I get $1 for the parking? And I'm just like... Yeah, here you go, bro.
Will Smith.
The point is this, okay?
Yeah.
I gave it to him.
Yeah, pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, I gave it to him. He never gave it back and never brought it up again.
Yeah.
It's the point.
Yeah.
It's the whole point about where you at and what you do. And that shit...
I like that.
It's
I know
just
what
like,
you're
bro,
trying to
come
say.
on, man. Like, so you I'm not going to take it out of the till. I'm taking my own money.
I get what you're trying to
I mean,
say,
it's
yeah.
$1. It's the principle when you talking all this shit like you got all this money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I get the point.
That shit is ridiculous.
Those signs, yeah, it is what it is. I think we ran that one, but that's true, bro. That's some real shit right there.
Well, everything we talked about is real shit, but it's the truth, though, bro. It's just like it's like people don't pull out their wallets when you go out. Like, get rid of them motherfuckers, bro. Like,
Facts.
seriously, dude. Seriously,
Those
man.
are the worst people.
Those are the worst people, man.
All right, Mark. I think it's time for.
Oh, I don't know if I can do this, Lance. I'm scared. What do you want me to do? I'm a fragile flower. You didn't know that? It's time to crack the code with Marcus Aurelius, a.k.a. Emrod, a.k.a. I don't know, a.k.a. Mark Rogers TV, a.k.a.
Aurelius.
I said Aurelius.
Oh, did
I started
you?
off with it. He fucked it all up,
I'm
Mark.
sorry, Mark.
It's time to crack the code, Mr.
I love
Mark.
Marcus Aurelius. That's the best one by far.
Just like do that every time.
Marcus Aurelius.
6,000, 6 million, 6,000 Romans screaming your name.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, so today is going to be a little different. I'm going to say this. I want to say this, and then I just want I want you to just expand on it. Okay?
Cool. Yeah.
And I think
Is this something I agree with?
Yeah, you might not. You might. I think this is just all right. So check
Tariffs.
me out. Check me out. no, wait. So
you doing
Donald
that, you want-
Trump in 2025 said he's gonna. So I wrote this down. If you gave two different people the same blueprint, one person will just do it, celebrating that they completed it. I won, and one person attacks it and gets so much more out of it, uses the information to advance. That's the difference between mindsets.
So the two differences between mindsets, someone just does it, celebrates it. And
They
then-
won. That was it. I got that from that. I finished the job. Then you got the other person that went the over and extra and learned from it and using it in their life now.
Yeah.
I guess. Right?
Yeah, well,
I want you to talk about that.
I would say the first thing that comes to mind is it depends on the person. Obviously, I would agree that you live a more prosperous life or a more fulfilling life if you took what you learned and expanded on it.
Right.
If that's who you are, it also depends on how long you worked on this blueprint, right? So I think it depends on who the person is, what chapter of their life they're in. Because if someone does, say, build the biggest building and sells the biggest building, and just use that as like a reference,
Right.
then they go and celebrate their life and hang with their family. They don't need anything more. I think there's a lot of greatness in that.
You know what? I've noticed
That's real.
because I know what he says makes a good point. I know a lot of people, bro, quite a few people that, they own a complex and they got it from the family, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
Like they didn't venture off on anything else. And I've always find that amazing to me. Like they just were grandfather did from the family business and just took over something small like that, then don't do anything else.
They're happy with their life.
Yeah.
Where we continue, Mark, I know you have more.
Yeah, no, that's kind of and this could go. It's not even building an actual building.
But
It
I
could
know
be
what you mean.
anything
Yeah,
in
yeah,
life.
like starting something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because here's the thing is like expanding and pushing yourself. I think it depends on the person. I think men especially are really determined to work all hours of the day and all of that, wanting to continue building and building and building. But it also could be detrimental to your life and your health and the people
Sure.
around you as well. So I think that it depends on the person. But for me, I think my happiness lies somewhere in between both.
Nice. Right in between both, huh? Where you've got something that you've created and then you're cultivating it versus pushing it to the next level every fucking time, right?
Well, yeah, because I mean, like that's how my brain works, and
Right.
on the things that I'm working, I'm expanding, and as I'm expanding and starting other businesses, I'm also expanding myself and spreading myself
Yeah.
somewhat too thin.
Yeah.
Like Allison and I, we both have full-time other things that we're doing, and we started Mastermind Beauty, and it's like
That's your sister, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
we joke around and say it's like our full-time part-time gig.
That's so awesome to have with your sister
Yeah.
too.
It is.
It's
So
been
cool.
great, and I never would have been able to, number one, come up with the idea to do that unless I did all of the steps over the last 20 years. Number
Right.
one, I wouldn't have done it alone, so I needed to do it with somebody.
Right.
So that's part of me expanding. But what I'm trying to be mindful of is don't let my life pass me by while I'm so busy creating all of the different things. And so when you talk about like marriage and kids and spending time with family, I'm trying to be very responsible, but also this just for myself to show up for those people, which I do, and I make the time. And I think when I have a strong like life formula where I'm actually taking care of myself, eating properly, putting in a lot of work, but also making time
You
for everybody
feel
else.
good, right?
Yeah, I feel great. But I do have big dreams and I'm very ambitious. But I think what I don't want to lose sight of is the things that I could potentially lose sight of if I'm working too hard to build too many buildings in the future.
All right.
Very well said. Very
Oh,
well articulated.
I mean-
as usual, Mr. Aurelius.
That's basically exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, and I definitely am not doing it on a level like Marcus, but with life, it's like, you got to enjoy those small moments, dude. Like,
I think you have to enjoy everything sometimes.
I like locations, dude. Like, if I drive by a place and I see it and it like gives me like a feeling, I'll save it in my GPS, and then like whenever I have time, I'll pass by that place and go chill there again. Like there's
you
a
ever put
basketball.
the song on "Hooked by a Feeling"? Is that what you do? Do you do that
No,
shit?
I don't do that. But there's a basketball court up in the mountains in Santa Clarita.
Oh, in the mountains. Doesn't the wind? Doesn't you got a win?
It's
You got
the
a win
craziest
factor,
court
right?
I've ever seen.
Win factor.
The craziest court I've ever seen. But it's beautiful, dude. It's like you see the whole Santa Clarita Valley, and you see everything, all the mountains and everything, and it's a basketball court. I go in there and shoot baskets. 15 minutes maybe. Sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes 45. But I just go there just to like bring it back in, like outside of everything else we're doing.
Right.
And the go of life.
Exactly. Just go.
The thought of everything. What are we gonna do next? How do you do this? How do we do it? It's a game, bro.
Game is the game, as they say.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think one thing, it was a Jordan Peterson thing that I saw one time, and he was talking about when you've aligned your life properly, you know, when that feeling you get, like even I think on the podcast, this is a similar moment where it's like you feel in the right place at the right time and some magic can actually happen. You go, damn, that was cool, man. I'm great. It was so awesome being there. Or you see a really great movie, or maybe you're working on set doing something. That's how I felt kind of today as well.
Yeah.
But when you're aligned, where you're doing something you're passionate about, and it's your purpose and it's making other people better, you find yourself in the right place at the right time more often.
Yeah.
Lights out. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Chill. No, you guys saw that?
No, I did
that
see
was
it.
great,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Especially after what you just said.
Yeah, but it's so if you find yourself in the right place at the right time more often, life is more is
No, I agree with that
more
100%.
fulfilling.
And you know, I will say this. If you are like feeling like, you know, you're contributing, right? And you're a part of it. All right, so like this is what I mean. Like when people like, I've seen many people come around and they're like, you know, like really not in the moment. Right. They're not in the moment because they're not in the moment. Right. Like, you know, like just to say me, you and Mark are, you know, doing this podcast right now and Stu, and we're in the moment, right? But the people that aren't around aren't in the moment. So it's like, they're just talking upstairs.
Yeah. They don't
when
understand it.
It's like Mark said, when you're in that moment and you're like, I'm doing something that's like, you know,
And you're not thinking about anything.
you're not
else.
thinking nothing else, dude.
Yeah,
Well, it's a moment of clarity.
It's like,
It's what it is too.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, this is
So
what
is
we're
the
on.
light.
This is what we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the coolest part about doing all of this, dude. So,
Facts.
yeah. I just want to say to you guys, please go ahead and show us some love. Me and Joe, Mark, Stu, all of us, it's all behind the scenes. I know you guys think that this is something that's like
Y'all think
funded.
you think we're all balling and shit.
But listen, just go ahead. We have the Venmo links below. We have our Cash App links. Just go ahead and donate to the channel. Continue to help us build this. You know, if you guys watch the episodes and you love watching the episodes, we're not trying to be out here asking you for nothing, but just help us build this a little bit more. You know, we want to keep giving this fire content to you.
Fire, talking shit.
We're getting the Patreon on together, so we'll get there with that, and that'll be promo for the next time. But just show us some love, man. You guys all watch. You all show us some love. Just go on there, throw a little something in there. Everything will be linked up in this
That's
episode,
right. Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And that was very well said, Mr.
I hope so.
Excuse me, not Mr. Dr. Ill
Because
Son.
we don't want to be begging.
That's Dr. Ill Son there.
We ain't trying to beg.
And now Stu gave him that nickname a while back, and I think it fits him better. Dr. Ill Son. It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
The doctor has spoken.
Yes,
know-
he has.
you know
The
what's so-
doctor's been speaking. The doctor's been cooking and talking and speaking for a while.
Doctor's orders.
Doctor,
I did tell him what his next step is.
yeah, I bet you did.
Stu knows.
Yeah,
About the tooth.
talking about fucking teeth now.
Where can they find you at, Big Dog?
You can find me at The Real Joe Rosati on Instagram, and you can find me anywhere else. I talk to anybody. Just come and say hi.
You really do.
And I do, and I'll make a better. I'll ask people, how do I know you next time? Because it's a little weird sometimes, but I love everybody. Have a good one.
How about you, Stu?
Stuzilla Productions.
There he is. Mark.
Yo, you can find me, Mark Rodriguez TV, and us at Mastermind Media everywhere.
Yeah. Normally. And Lexi Blake Comedy, and I am _Ill Son, and we will check you guys out next time. Peace.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard.